The at that point in time, the when you're playing the music, how much of the sort of the spiritual aspect of being in a church were you taking in, or were you just like, okay, good, I'm going to church so I can play the music?
Man, it was I grew up in a very Pentecostal, apostolic, Holy Ghost filled church, man. And not only were you going to hear it, you was going to feel it at the same
Wow.
time. So there was a lot of praying and laying hands on the gift, and all of that kind of stuff, man, played a part, because back in those days too, not only was learning a gift and a skill was important, they saw to it that we prayed as much as we played. You,
Wow.
you understand? So that also played a part in shaping the spiritual side of what we do as well.
And so that's interesting. Do you think that those who, especially in your church, did they see the possibilities of if we anoint our gifted musicians, and even if they go into outside of the church to play, they can take their spiritual gift as well as the technical gift? Or was it like, yeah, we're cultivating these musicians to stay within the church family? When you reflect back, what do you think?
Yes, a little, I mean, a little bit of both. Because there were some churches, that if you said that you were going to use your gift and you were going to go play secular music, right?
Mm,
That was a bad thing.
okay.
They were kind of against that. And then there was some pastors and churches that were a little bit more open and liberal to the opportunities that it would afford the musician in being able to take care of his livelihood and his family and whatever his lifestyle required. Some people were understanding of that, and then there were another group who were not so understanding, to the point where you were almost condemned to going to hell if you decided to work on the other side of the aisle. So it was a little bit of both.
What was the case for yourself?
Well, for me, early on, I know when I first had an opportunity to go play with the R&B group early on, it was a group called Guy, R&B
You
group.
can't.
Yeah, so my good friend Teddy Riley and Aaron Hall and Damien and the late Bernard Bell,
Oh
I had
gosh.
an opportunity to tour with them, and the conversation at home, with my mother, it wasn't so easy. She kind of, it would be her desire and wishes that I would just stay and just played at the church solely, but she understood it, and prayed about it and prayed over me, and I started to work in other genres of music.
Okay, so before I skip and jump, any of your other siblings play music or as well?
Not a note.
Okay, so it's just yourself.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so it's just yourself.
Yeah.
When did you then? How were you in high school? And were you academic and then playing, or what was it like for you?
School was great for me. I loved reading. I loved it. Everything about school. But I did fall in love with music. Even at school, playing in the little bands or what have you. I would always kind of sneak into the auditoriums.
Yeah.
Um, Probably at times when I wasn't supposed to be in there. And because they had a piano.
Mm,
So I would gravitate to the rooms that had instruments, and I would spend
wow.
time in there playing the piano. And whenever there was an instrument in the room, I found my way to it.
Wow. When did you then think that actually I could actually have a career in this? What did you think of going to college after high school?
No, because funny, right after high school, I met a there was a young man who was a drummer at my church, Bobby Walker, who introduced me to his cousin, Jason Mizell. Jason Mizell was the cousin of Jason Mizell was Jam Master Jay from Run DMC. So I was introduced to Jam Master Jay. I was invited to his house to work on some music, to play keyboards, and I never left. I was like, this is what I want to do. I'm in a house with Run, DMC, Jam Master Jay, Russell Simmons. Everybody's in the apartment all day, every day. And I just wanted to be a producer. And Jam Master Jay became my mentor. And he started to teach me how to produce, how to make records. And I never looked back from that moment on.
Did you know who Run DMC? I mean, did you realize how big they were at that time? Were they?
Of course. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So what was it like when you first got introduced to, I mean, and some we talk about destiny and stuff, but why were you introduced, given this opportunity?
Because as I stated, Bobby was the cousin of Jam Master Jay, and Bobby told me that they were looking for a keyboard player to work on some music.
Okay.
So he brought me to meet Jason, and that's how things started to happen.
Wow. What did your mom think when you said, did you tell her that, look, I don't think I'm going to go to college. I think this is what I want to be doing?
She was okay with it. She knew I loved music, and she's like, as long as you understand the risk, you understand of not continuing and pursuing a college degree. So at that point, I knew I had to really, really work hard, and I had to be great, because I knew what the option would be.
So, okay, so when you meet Jam Master Jenny's, they're teaching you these things. Did you have a genre of music that you thought that, okay, hip hop, I can do this, or did you think about the R&B side of it?
No, I just bought what I did to the party. They wanted what I did, whatever the sound that I had. That's what they wanted, because Namdi, at that time, Teddy Riley had changed the sound of music. Everything was swinging. Everything was New Jack swing. So even Run DMC for a small for a minute, right, for a New York minute, went the R&B route, where they were kind of doing music that kind of fit the mold of the New Jack vibe, but it really wasn't a thing. But they tried it, and I brought that sound to their sound, and it worked a little bit and it did well. But that's what got me in the door, because I was able to create music that was relevant at that moment.
Okay, so for those of us who went in America, in New York during the time when Teddy came out, can you explain what it was like when he did I Wanna, or was it when he was doing stuff for Kumo D, or when did you say he brought his sound that everyone like, wow, what is this?
To me, Johnny Kemp Just Got Paid Friday night. I mean, there's so many Teddy Riley hits. It would take us all day to go through his catalog. But once you heard them drums and you heard that swing, it changed the sound, and everybody started looking that way, and that just became what was happening. And if you could emulate that a little bit, perhaps, then you were working. But if you couldn't swing, you just didn't work in that era, because that was the dominating sound.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Halftime Chat community. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. But most importantly, why don't you consider being a member? That's a way of supporting the channel, but also getting a lot of videos ahead of time, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and some exclusive content that doesn't get shared. But anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for being part of Halftime Chat. I begin to